Greetings, Esoteric Nation. Today we're going to take a walk through the forest of our imagination. Most folks in our modern time think that those who believe in fairies are irrational. They see these spirit worlds as pure nonsense. However, figures like John Ronald Reuel Tolkien, author of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, writes as if he knew these figures directly. He knew all types of fairies. He knew their races, their species. He knew their language. He understood that some lived in trees, others wandered around the forest. And he created characters inspired by these visions that he had in the world of his imagination. He created characters like Old Man Willow and Tom Bombadil, right? And Bjorn, characters that appear to be very rooted in nature, right? And this is one of the aspects of fairy tale characters. They are imaginative, but yet they have a correlation with the laws of nature. So in the Greek mythology, there is this term of the Dryads, which are nature spirits that are inhabited within trees. They are usually female. In Tolkien's presentation, he made a nature spirit that inhabited a tree, a willow tree, and this character is by the name of Old Man Willow. In our mainstream culture, one of the culture's favorite holidays, Christmas, and Christmas is all revolves around this idea of the tree, right? The Christmas tree. Now, it is a commercial holiday, but nevertheless, there is this fragment of this old myth, folklore tale of trees playing a center role in our experience. In this episode, we're going to explore Tolkien's understanding or his descriptions of trees. So trees are not just, ornaments of nature. They provide value. So it is obvious to see that there is a physical connection to trees, right? But is there a spiritual, an energetic connection to trees, to the forest? And that, one does not need to, ponder very deeply to realize that whenever we are around nature, around trees, around, the open fields, our emotions change, right? Our feelings, our moods, our energy changes. So let us now enter Mirkwood. So in The Hobbit, Bilbo, Baggins, and company, as they travel east towards the Lonely Mountain, they have to go through a forest called Mirkwood. Now, prior to entering the dark forest of Mirkwood, they were given specific instructions by Gandalf and Bjorn, a character that is both half man and half bear, that they must follow the road that cuts through Mirkwood and not be distracted by mysterious figures within the forest. But of course, nothing ever goes according to plan, not in real life and not in fictional stories. And as Bilbo Baggins enters Mirkwood, things begin to change, right? Now, the trees, the way that the trees behave in Mirkwood Forest, they don't act directly with the company. The trees are more mysterious, they're quiet, they're almost silent, but nevertheless, Tolkien describes that there is some kind of a whisper amongst them. They seem alive, they seem conscious, right? And this is the impression that in the story of The Hobbit, in the scene when the company travels across Mirkwood, this is the impression that the forest is giving off, is that there's something alive that isn't directly noticeable, but yet it is ruminating in the background. So when the Bilbo and company first enter through the gates of Mirkwood, things begin to change. In chapter 8, soon the light at the gate was like a little bright hole far behind, and the quiet was so deep that their feet seemed to thump along while all the trees leaned over them and listened. So here Tolkien is describing the scene in the forest as dark, but nevertheless something is alive within the trees, right? And this is a symbol of initiation, right? Whenever we enter through an unknown world, an unknown territory, first is going to appear dark and mysterious and eerie, as in Tolkien's image of eeriness, right? Tolkien also describes the leaves were dark and long. Never a kind or comfortable word did they seem to whisper. This is something that we experience in the fall season, right? The leaves are falling. The wind seems to be blowing a little harder. Something is changing. There's an energetic exchange in the fall season. And this is something that the general public may not, understand at an analytical or psychological level, but nevertheless they experience this. They experience the eeriness of the fall season, right? The whispers of the leaves, the energy of the change of the season. So as the company, travels through Mirkwood, it is an area where light doesn't illuminate, right? The trees, they block off the light. Tolkien writes, "It was so dark that they could see nothing at all, and it seemed as if they were cut off from the world of the living." This is another aspect of initiation, right? One is cut off from the world that we knew. It is completely dark. Everything is unfamiliar. There is no light, and nothing speaks, right? A common phrase in our modern culture is the dark night of the soul, right? Even the air seemed heavy and still, as if it were made of something solid. That could represent suffocation. When you say that the air is solid, right? It means that it's hard to breathe, right? Kind of like the experience of people that travel up a mountain, where the higher that you travel, the heavier the air gets. And this is the experience that Bilbo Baggins has at Mirkwood, right? Heavy air, right? It seemed to them that they could see a dark, dense shadow moving amongst the trees, right? So here is an image where something mysterious is moving amongst the trees, a mysterious dark shadow. They're not able to really pinpoint what it is, but something is moving, right? Now towards the end of Bilbo's journey in Mirkwood, as they begin to venture outside of that dark experience, they begin to experience nature differently again. In chapter 10, a warm welcome, right? It says, "After all the darkness of the forest, there were leaves and flowers, dancing sunlight," right? So when the company finally, cuts across Mirkwood, there is a sense of relief, right? A sense of renewal, right? After their initiation through Mirkwood, there is light again, right? And this is something that is common in psychological renewal, right? We must first enter the dark forest of Mirkwood, of our subconscious, right? The dark parts of our mind, and rediscover them, right? And that will take some time. This initiation process of where everything is cut off, and there is almost no life, or at least it seems that there is no life, is it's a portal that the travelers are venturing through, right? And once they make it across Mirkwood, there is light again.